for our day 3 of our 7-day restaurant challenge. And I'm very excited to share today with you because now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of how do we build our plate. Okay, so we have discussed on day 1 eating slowly and mindfully, and no matter how you build your plate or what options you have or don't have, eating slowly and mindfully until you are satisfied is foundational in all nutrition success, but especially at a restaurant. Okay, day 2 we covered, oh my gosh, my brain died. Preview the menu. Okay, so pull that up on Google, preview the menu before you go. Be wary about where you choose. Make sure your red zone foods aren't there. And if you don't have control, then there are some other tips from yesterday's video on how to help when you don't have control over what restaurant you're attending. So if you missed that yesterday, I highly recommend you going back on my feed and watching yesterday's video, okay? Or the graphic. The graphic will cover it too. The video pretty much explains the graphic. All right, so today we are all about how to build our plate at a restaurant, okay? And when it comes to building our plate at a restaurant, we essentially do the same thing that we would do if we were eating at home, okay? There's no difference, all right? So how that looks, here are some plate templates, all right? This is a meal that we have anytime, all right? You will notice it is mostly vegetables, okay? So this is any time that we eat that's not directly after a workout, okay? So I usually do about half or a little more than half a plate of vegetables, okay? And then you want to do at least a quarter of the plate protein, and then the last little bit with fats. And usually that covers the oil or butter or whatever that your food is cooked in at a restaurant, okay? So this is a great template to use at all times, as well as at a restaurant, okay? Now, if you just worked out and you are going to the restaurant, your meal is going to look a little different, okay? If you just worked out, you want half protein, half veggies and fruit, all right? Multiple colors as possible in there. And we do want a little bit of starches to help us recover from our workout. And then, as always, water or tea, so we're not drinking our calories, okay? If you are vegetarian, you do plant-based eating, it's a little bit different for you. And this is your kind of anytime meal, since it is so hard to get the protein in there. So you have your plant proteins at a quarter, your veggies are still half of your plate, okay? And then you want some high protein starches and fats in there as well, okay? So sweet potatoes, whole grains, bread, anything like that, but try to go for the highest protein option as possible. And same thing with your fats. Try to get the highest protein as much as you can when it comes to fats. So nuts, seeds, things like that. And then your fruit for dessert after exercise, okay? If you are not exercising and vegetarian, you're not going to do the fruit, okay? And then also water or tea with your meal, okay? So it is essentially the same when we're building our plate at a restaurant as if we were building it at home. It just depends on, did you just finish a workout or is this your anytime meal, okay? Now, when we're at a restaurant, a lot of the plates or meal combinations that they have just aren't going to match our plate, okay? So that's where getting familiar with the menu prior to going really helps, all right? Because I don't know about you, when I get there and the waitress is waiting and it kind of feel rushed, then I don't make the best choices, okay? So when I look at the menu and I think of what substitutions I can make or what plate I can build that fits my plate, then I'm more successful, okay? So one thing that I do many, many times is I strictly order off the sides menu, okay? Typically, I can build a plate really well off just the sides and kind of do it as an a la carte mode, okay? One place I do that the most is First Watch, okay? I'll go to First Watch, and just to make sure there's no extra cheese or whatever else in there, I will just build right off the sides menu and build my protein, my half plate of veggies, and whatever else I need, okay? So that is one option. Take the sides and only order from the sides, or take one of the combinations and start substituting some of the sides until you build that plate that you need, whether it's an anytime meal or a post-workout meal, okay? So that is pretty much it for today, okay? Highly recommend our day 2 practice of looking at the menu before you go, so that way you're not rushed and you can build your plate exactly how you need to build it, even though you're at a restaurant, okay? So do the a la carte mode where you can just take the sides and order off that, or find a main menu meal and start substituting some of the sides. As always, go for water or tea as much as you possibly can, and then that will create a successful meal even at a restaurant. Okay, guys, I'm excited for the rest of this week. I will catch you tomorrow for day 4. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.